Fernando Alonso just issued a strict deadline. With the new 2026 car launching in weeks, he says, this season is his final attempt to win the title, or he retires forever. This is the moment Formula One has been waiting for since the regulations were announced. Today is January 19th, 2026, and the paddock is buzzing with attention we haven't felt in years. We are standing on the edge of the biggest rule change in the sport's history, because the new engines are here and the active aerodynamics are live. Right in the center of this storm stands a 44-year-old legend with everything to lose. Fernando Alonso has officially entered the final year of his Aston Martin contract, and he is not interested in fighting for fifth place anymore. Reports coming out of Silverstone confirm that the Spaniard has set a high standard for the team. This isn't just another season launch, because the AMR 26, set to be unveiled on February 9th, represents the result of a master plan that Lawrence Stroll started years ago. The stakes have never been higher. Alonso has made it clear to the media and his team that they must give him a winning car now, or he is walking away. It is a bold ultimatum, since most drivers at his age are already managing race teams or commentating from the box. Alonso is different, because he is still pushing physical limits and matching the reaction times of rookies half his age. Patience has run out, and the L Plan memes are dead. The arrival of Adrian Newey as team principal last November changed the team completely. We now have the most successful designer in history, leading the team alongside a two-time champion demanding a fast car. The winter break has been full of whispers about wind tunnel data and simulator numbers, but nobody knows the truth until the lights go out. Alonso views 2026 as his last dance and wants that third world title. If Aston Martin cannot deliver it in this new era of regulations, he has admitted that he will not stick around for 2027. The countdown to February 9th is on, as the entire F1 world holds its breath. Let's look at the paper trail, because the timeline here is key. Alonso's current deal expires at the end of this season in December 2026. When he signed this extension back in 2024, it was seen as a bridge to this exact moment. He wanted to drive the first car of the new regulations and see what the Honda partnership could do. Now that we are here, the reality of his contract status is creating massive pressure. There is no safety net for 2027. Unlike the multi-year security he had before, he is effectively a free agent in waiting. Sources close to the Spaniard say he is refusing to even discuss a renewal until he drives the AMR 26 in anger, because he needs to feel the car on track. If he senses a midfield struggle, insiders believe he will announce his retirement before the summer break. He doesn't want a farewell tour, he wants a championship fight. That puts Lawrence Stroll in a tough spot, because he has to convince his star driver to stay. But money won't do it this time. Only lap times will. The biggest variable in this entire story is Adrian Newey. His move to Aston Martin was a massive surprise, but his promotion to team principal in November 2025 changed everything. For the first time, Newey isn't just the technical expert in the back room, he is running the show. This is the Newey effect at its peak. He has been working on the 2026 project for over 18 months now, fine-tuning the chassis to handle the complex new power units. Alonso has always dreamed of working with Newey, and famously said it was the one regret of his career. Now he has him, and not just as a designer, but as the boss. The belief in the factory is high, and staff at Silverstone describe the atmosphere as electric. They know Newey has a history of succeeding during regulation changes, since he did it in 1998, 2009, and 2022. Alonso is banking his entire future on the hope that Newey has done it again. If anyone can build a title contender out of nothing, it is this man. If you are finding this breakdown interesting, hit subscribe and the notification bell, since we cover breaking F1 stories like this every week. Let us return to the engine drama. We cannot discuss 2026 without talking about the engine. Honda is back as a proper works manufacturer exclusively for Aston Martin, which is a major development. The GP2 engine days were a decade ago, but the scars were deep. Alonso and Honda have buried the hatchet because they have a common enemy in mediocrity. Honda has spent the last 3 years building a power unit specifically for these new regulations, which demand a 50-50 split between electric and combustion power. It is a technical monster. Reports from Japan suggest the new unit is compact, aggressive, and powerful, but it is also a risk. Being a works team means you control your own destiny, but it also means you have nowhere to hide if the engine fails. Alonso knows this because he won championships with a factory Renault team. He knows that to beat the big teams, you need your own engine. Aston Martin is finally independent, and they aren't buying parts from Mercedes anymore. They are building the whole package, and this independence is exactly what Alonso demanded. There is a shadow hanging over the Aston Martin garage named Max Verstappen. Rumors have been flying for months that Lawrence Stroll is targeting the Dutchman for 2027. With Newey running the team, Aston Martin is suddenly a very attractive destination for Max, which complicates Alonso's position. If Max is coming in 2027, the question is whether Alonso stays to partner him in a super team or hands over the keys and walks away. Some pundits think Alonso would love the challenge of having two absolute animals in the same garage. Others think the timing suggests a passing of the torch. If Alonso wins the title this year, he could retire as a champion and leave the seat warm for Verstappen to start a new dynasty. It is a fascinating subplot because every race this season will be viewed through this lens. We must ask if Alonso is auditioning for his own seat or just keeping it warm for the next king. The relationship between Stroll, Newey, and these two driver titans is going to define the driver market for the next 5 years. Mark February 9th on your calendar. That is the day we see the AMR 26, but it is more than just a car launch. It is the moment of truth. In modern F1, you can tell a lot from the launch spec if you know where to look. Analysts will be zooming in on the side pods, the floor edges, and the active aero wings. Alonso has been spending days in the simulator, and his body language at the launch will tell us everything. If he is smiling, be afraid. If he looks frustrated, the rumors of retirement will start before the first test in Bahrain. The team has been incredibly secretive, with no leaks and no teaser images. Just silence usually means one of two things. They are in trouble, or they have found something special. Given Newey's track record, the paddock is betting on the latter. The Green Bull jokes are over. This is a pure Aston Martin creation, and the world is desperate to see if it looks fast standing still. We have to address the major issue of age. Fernando is 44, and in any other sport, he would be retired. But his data says otherwise. His reaction times in 2025 were still in the top percentile, and his racecraft is still elite. However, 2026 brings new physical challenges. The active aero means the cars will be trickier to drive in the corners, and the braking zones will be different with the increased energy harvesting. It requires a new driving style. Alonso believes he can adapt as quickly as a rookie like Kimi Antonelli. He has been training harder this winter than ever before, and posted photos of his neck training regime that looked terrifying. He is trying to prove that age is just a number, but the grind of a 24 race season takes its toll. If the car is difficult to drive, that fatigue sets in faster. He needs a machine that works with him rather than against him. If he has to wrestle the car every lap for P8, his motivation will vanish. Let's be specific about what Alonso actually said. He told reporters that he wants to taste success, or he will find something else to do. He mentioned that he has other life goals, like having a family and relaxing. He has sacrificed 25 years for this sport, So the ultimatum isn't a threat, it's a life choice. He is telling the team to make this worth his time. He doesn't need the money or the fame, he needs the trophy. If Aston Martin finishes 4th or 5th in the Constructors this year, that won't be enough. He needs race wins, and he needs to be on the podium consistently. The bar is set at championship contention, and anything less is a failure in his eyes. This puts immense pressure on Mike Crack and the engineering team. They know their legendary driver has one foot out the door. Every upgrade, every strategy call, and every pit stop must be perfect. They are fighting to keep their icon as much as they are fighting for points. This situation implies that we are about to witness one of the most compelling storylines in sports history. Either Fernando Alonso pulls off the greatest comeback ever by winning a title 20 years after his last one, or we watch a legend say goodbye. There is no middle ground. This season is binary, meaning it ends in glory or retirement. If the AMR 26 is a rocket, the nostalgia will be high. Seeing Alonso fight for pole position against the new generation would be electric, validate his decision to return, and prove that talent never ages. If the car fails, it will be a somber year. We will be counting down the races to his final lap. The sport will lose its villain, its hero, and its most complex character. This also reshapes the future of Aston Martin. If they fail Alonso, they might lose him to retirement and miss out on Verstappen too. A bad 2026 car could set the team back 5 years, but a good car creates a dynasty. The implications go far beyond just one driver, because this is about the legitimacy of the Stroll project, Honda's reputation, and Adrian Newey's legacy. We are walking into a season where every single weekend matters. The first test in Bahrain will give us the answer. Until then, we can only hope that the last dance gets the ending it deserves. Whether this ends in champagne or a quiet exit, one thing is certain: we are watching history unfold. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more updates as we head toward the launch.